is a pain that almost no one talks about. The pain of being hurt by the very people who are supposed to protect you. Family should feel like home, but not every family feels like home. Some families feel like a battle for recognition, a battle for respect. And sometimes it's simply a battle for survival. The hardest part is, you still love them anyway. Because blood connects, but love alone does not heal toxic behavior. Many people stay silent for years, not because they are weak, but because they hope that something will eventually change. But hope does not replace change. And this is where the most important realization begins. You don't have to become loud to save yourself. Sometimes you save yourself by becoming quieter. Not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Toxic people often feed on your reaction. They want arguments. They want guilt. They want you to constantly justify yourself. Because as long as you are defending yourself, they control the conversation. Psychology calls this emotional manipulation. It does not change the truth. It only changes how you see yourself. Over time, you might start believing that you are always the problem, that you are never enough, that you constantly need to apologize. But that is not the truth. It is years of conditioning. And that is exactly why healing does not begin with an argument, but with awareness. Observe their patterns, not their words. Words can lie. Behavior rarely does. Pay attention to how you feel after a conversation. Do you feel peace or exhaustion? Do you feel understood or smaller than before? Your feelings often tell the truth, long before your mind accepts it. Another important step: stop taking everything personally. Toxic people often project their own pain, their insecurity, their anger, their disappointment. And suddenly you carry burdens that were never yours. You are not responsible for the unresolved wounds of other people. Even if they are your family, many believe boundaries are disrespectful. But the opposite is true. Boundaries are self-respect. A boundary does not mean that you hate someone. It means that you are finally taking yourself seriously. You don't have to reply to every message immediately. You don't have to accept every criticism. You don't have to participate in every argument. Not every invitation deserves your presence, and not every silence is weakness. Sometimes silence is the strongest response. Because people who love chaos hate your inner peace. That is why they often react more strongly once you become calmer. Not because you are doing something wrong, but because they realize they can no longer control you. That is the moment when many try to manipulate. With guilt, with accusations, with phrases like, "After everything we have done for you," or "You have changed." Maybe that is even true. Maybe you have changed. Maybe you have finally grown. Not every change is betrayal. Sometimes it is healing. not have to prove that you are a good person. A good person does not constantly sacrifice their own soul just to keep others satisfied. Self-love is not selfishness. It means no longer abandoning yourself. And that is exactly what you should do in silence. Work on your self-worth. Read. Learn. Talk to people who are truly good for you. Build a life that does not depend on your family's approval. The stronger you become internally, the less power their words have. Because true strength is quiet, it needs no applause. No justification, no permission. Always remember, you can love your family and still keep distance. You can forgive without letting things return to how they were. Forgiveness does not mean reopening the same door again. It means no longer letting the pain control your life. Some relationships heal, others never change. You do not fully control either, but your peace you do. If your family has become toxic, then do not fight to be understood by everyone. Fight to not lose yourself. Because at the end of the day, the most important person you have to live with every day is yourself. And maybe today is exactly the day when you quietly choose your own peace. Because sometimes the most beautiful chapter of your life begins with the decision that no one else notices except you. Sometimes distance is the purest act of love for yourself. You cannot heal in the same place that keeps hurting you. Your peace is not too expensive to protect. Real love never demands that you lose yourself. Sometimes walking away is the bravest form of self-respect. Growth feels lonely before it feels liberating. Not everyone will celebrate the healthier version of you.